Brew Strong is brought to you by Blickman Engineering, home of the top-tier brewing stand. Visit them online at blickmanengineering.com.
Brewers, it's time for the beer radio you've been looking for. This is the show that dispels myths, tackles the toughest topics, and makes no apologies for geeking out on beer. Hosted by two guys that drink before they think, Jamil and John Palmer. This is Brew Strong.
Hey, howdy. Hey, my brewing brothers and sisters.
Cretans. How's it going today?
It's the Cretan himself.
Here I am.
Well, there you are. I mean,
yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, you had plane troubles. Your G5 not working today, or what?
Yeah, we were in our seats, seatbelts fastened on the runway, and they said, "Excuse me, people, we understand that John Palmer is on board."
Known terrorist.
Yeah, there's an injunction in the Bay Area, and we can't go.
There you go.
So after much deliberation, and they finally decided to cancel the flight entirely, and I was stranded here.
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing that you are not here, but I'll tell you what. You know what is great? Got our good friend Mike Mraz and his son Jordan here in the studio with us today. I was coming in a little early, was going to have a beer, and there's Mike and his son sitting at the bar at the Hop Grenade, the lovely Hop Grenade, and we just started talking, and, he was asking what I'm doing, I'm asking what he's doing, we just started talking, and I was thinking, this conversation people would actually like to hear.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Because, we get all these requests for information about equipment and what's the cost of things and how do you do this and how do you do that, and
yeah. Is that piece of equipment really necessary? Can I get along without it? Yeah.
Right. And tasting rooms, and how do you do your budgeting, and what do you figure this, what do you figure that? So I thought, it'd be kind of interesting to catch up with Mike. Mike's had his place open about a year. We've had our new facility in Fairfield open about a year. And so I thought it'd be kind of interesting to just listen in on the kind of conversations that we have as we commiserate over the
cry into our beer and
I was going to say the joy of or misery of owning a brewery.
It's all joyful.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys. By the way,
you're very welcome. This is truly serendipitous with my inability to be there.
Yeah. Well, how you doing, John? Haven't talked to you in a while, but nice to hear your voice.
Doing great. Yeah. Just busy is all. I mean, not quite as busy as you guys, but certainly I've been up to my eyeballs in work this summer, so it's been good.
Keeps you out of trouble.
Yeah. Whichever balls you're up to. That's the depth you're at.
John, you'll be happy to know that Mike brought in his own kegs, dollied them in with his own the strength of his own back, unlike Jamil, who just comes in here, and I guess he has his minions that do that for him.
Or I send my wife, and she does it. No. Yeah. Well, and see, and here's another thing. All right, so it's a hand truck, not a dolly. A dolly is something you play with when you were a small child.
I was talking about his kid.
You use a hand truck. Somebody in our that works our tasting room, he's like, "Where's the dolly?" I'm like, "The what?" The dolly. I'm like, "Oh, you mean the hand truck?"
No, I mean Raggedy Ann.
He's like, "No, it's called a dolly." I'm like, right here on the hand truck it says hand truck. I think it's called a hand truck. A dolly is not quite, the masculine brewing business.
Right.
You can't be playing with a dolly.
No,
play with a hand truck.
Yeah. That's true.
How
the term had to come from somewhere, though.
Oh, dolly? I think it came from our fine sponsor, Blickman Engineering. I bet you Blickman could re-engineer the hand truck And
yeah.
and he could or the dolly, whichever you prefer, and
re-engineer dollies as well.
make it even better.
If he made a brewery, I would buy one. I'd be the second in line because you'd be the first.
Right, like a Blickman hand truck for the brewery.
Yeah.
There you go.
It'd be top of the line too.
Oh, it'd be sweet. It would, you'd instead of like struggling
can you put
with
a little electric motor on it so we can bzz, bzz, bzz,
you probably could. Yeah. But I imagine instead of like, having to pull to lift something up, you just with like two fingers you could tilt it and just wheel the thing around. Perfect balance
for a full keg.
Yeah, it would just be. It would like tip itself to be wheeled around and then.
This is the world we live in, people. This is all we think about. It's like, how do I move this full keg from that spot to that spot?
Without suffering.
Can I innovate my brew day?
Yeah, if anybody could innovate our hand trucks, it would be our fine sponsor, John Blickman at Blickman Engineering. Check him out, blickmanengineering.com, Blickman with two N's, and then engineering has like an E and a G or something. .com I can spell, .com.
You can do the www part as well, right?
Yeah, that's
I don't even think we need to do that anymore.
You don't do that anymore.
Now it's hashtag.
Yeah.
W's way yesterday.
I've been screaming at people to stop doing that, and people still insist on it. I don't know why. But yeah, somewhere around 99, you didn't need to do that anymore.
Dub.
Yeah. I was helping out at the local elementary school, and I was trying to, encourage the kids. And I was like, you're number one, and they're like, what? I'm hashtag one. What? They didn't understand. I thought it was bizarre. Anyways, so that's one of my taproom stories is one of my employees. It keeps asking me where the dolly is. So I guess that's not that big a deal. But I find it rather amusing.
They're asking for,
oh my God! I could tell you stories. I'll tell you.
Well, we got an hour, so
right.
How about we hear one?
Well, and, tell me about your tap room. I have not been to your tap room. I regret that, but I can't travel that far from the brewery unless somebody is like got an event or something I have to go to.
And you just send your wife too, so
that's right.
Yeah. Jamil's wife's awesome. She was. We're up in the Sacramento area, which is probably about an hour and a half.
Really? El Dorado Hills?
Yeah, El Dorado Hills. And we do quite a few beer events, obviously. And
what's your website for your brewery?
MrazBrewingCompany.com, by the way.
You got to spell that for people. MRAZ?
Brewing Company. If you can't spell brewing and company together, then...
The Mraz, that's the hard part.
Yeah, MRAZ. Yeah.
Right, because you'd think there'd be like a couple other vowels in there.
Yeah, I know. It's Czech. So we're missing a few vowels. So yeah,
right.
Yeah,
but you put them into your beer.
There you go.
When's your tasting room open there?
We are open from Wednesday to Sunday. Close Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
3 to 10 on the weekdays, and we stay open till 11 on the weekends.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I want people to get the hell out of there. We close at 8.
Yeah, but I mean,
like leave. It's
we're all about the taproom experience and selling.
I'm all about the get the hell out of here.
Yeah, here, like sit on the couch experience. So yeah, no, it's about obviously local. We put our brewery in kind of a more not quite industrial, more of a retail center area. Local, we got some good, nice neighborhoods around us.
Okay.
So more of the neighborhood brewery idea because we're obviously a little smaller. We have a 5-barrel brew house, so
we're in the industrial shanty town.
Yeah, not quite as.
Right. After 8 o'clock, it becomes dangerous.
Yeah.
No, we close at 8, and then people stay till like
mystique.
People stay till 9, and we don't kick them out for some reason.
Yeah.
Probably because I told them not to kick people out.
Hard to do the last call.
Right. So we don't do last call. It's just like if there's a bunch of people
you just got to get a meaner bartender.
Yeah, I tell them not to be mean.
Turn the lights on, or they're already on probably, so you can't even flick them.
Right. Well, the crowd starts to dwindle. They're cleaning up. Everybody knows what our hours are, so eventually they feel guilty and they leave.
You stand there clearing your throat and tapping your foot.
No, I'm not there.
Sorry, that was silly.
I employ people for that.
No, and that's what's so great about, at least, I think the same with our tap room, is kind of people kind of figure it out. It's because they know the time, and beer people are pretty laid back anyways. It's like, okay, it's time to go. And they peter out. It's not, they're not asking for the last shot of something.
Same thing for you. You're not open till 2 a.m. Yeah.
I refuse to be the last place open around us. It's just, I mean, that's not our clientele. We're We're a tasting room. I'm not there to do that for people. To come in, enjoy a glass of beer after dinner, get a growler, get a shirt, whatever, and then, experience the beer, and then I'm not.
Right. Yeah.
There's plenty of places for other things like that.
For us, anytime you locate in a city, you were talking about, possibly, looking at other places to open. And, some cities, they don't want you. They think you're a problem. They're like, oh, no, you're going to be serving alcohol. We don't want any alcohol-related problems. Where we're at in Fairfield, they were like, oh, no, it's not a bar. It is a brewery tasting room. And a brewery tasting room is a whole different experience. People come down there, they'll have some beers. Every once in a while you get somebody that has, maybe, they're getting on the edge, but they've got somebody to drive them. We've never really had any problems like that. And
you put the glass of water in front of them.
Yeah. We're like,
that's
hey,
the easy way to say, hey, you've had enough.
Everybody's tips trained, and it's like, look, just cut somebody off, give them some water, and it's a good crowd. We don't have any issues, and so the police, they were real pleased as well. I noticed that we've got some people observing through the window there. They're like, what the heck is going on in there? What's that annoying noise where I can't have my beer? We're talking about you right there. Yeah. Yeah, we saw you looking. We saw you checking us out. Yeah. This is impressive, isn't it?
Next time, wear your sunglasses so we can't see that you're looking at us, just corner your eye.
There you go. You enjoying the beer? Absolutely. Well, I can't hear you, but you keep talking. If you want to put your 2 cents worth in, you can actually call in now. We actually take phone calls now on this show. 888-401-BEER, 888-401-2337 if you can't read the numbers on the...
Bevo, who will normally be on these shows now, is actually camping, so I will just put you right on the air. But normally,
no
yes,
screening.
We do have a screener now.
Right. So we'll either just ignore the fact that the phone's ringing, or we'll just put you right through one or the other. I'll tell you what. Let's take a short break to collect our thoughts, and we'll be right back with more of Mraz Brewing right after this.
Tonight is the night.
We bring the creature to life, Dr. Blickmanstein?
Yes, J.P. Gore. Everything is perfect for my next fermented creation.
But Doctor, the storm is too far away. We'll never have enough power to isomerize the creature's alpha acid.
Yes, J.P. Gore, we will. For I have in my possession the Tower of Power.
Blickman's new Tower of Power is the evolution of automation. Control hot liquor, sparge, and mash temps like a pro. The Tower of Power is a high-quality gas-fired rim system that works with your current brewing setup. With ultra precision, the tower can hold your mash to 1/2 of a degree Fahrenheit. Precision and repeatability. The Tower of Power is the answer to automatic, fast ramp times. See more at BlickmanEngineering.com. Bring your next creation to life with the Tower of Power.
Dr. Blickmanstein, with the Tower of Power, you can probably give me an afternoon at the pub to enjoy a pint.
Don't be silly, J.P. Gore. We have beer to brew.
All right, BN Army, it's trivia time. What's the only homebrew shop with over 1,000 recipe kits, $4.99 shipping on orders over $100, and is also home of the Wolf Shirt? The one and only answer is Austin Homebrew Supply. For over 20 years, they've specialized in creating recipes such as the best-selling Texas Blonde Ale, Apocalypso, Hop Bomb 2.0, and Double Chocolate Stout. And they just recently unveiled their small grain kits that produce 1 gallon of beer. Visit AustinHomebrew.com to browse their extensive catalog of equipment and ingredients. They also have mini clone recipes of your favorite commercial beers. They're the exclusive retailer of BrewVent yeast fuel as well, Yeast Nutrient, and the all-new Bodybuilder. Follow Austin Homebrew Supply on Google Plus to participate in video hangouts on popular brewing topics. So visit AustinHomebrew.com today and make sure you sign up for their weekly email with news and specials. Austin Homebrew Supply, AustinHomebrew.com.
The biggest innovation in brewer's yeast in 125 years is here. Yeast that has never been exposed to the environment. See it for yourself at NHC in Grand Rapids. Pure yeast and fermentation. White Labs. order a beer, I want my server to know more about it than I do. I want someone who enjoys good beer and loves helping others enjoy it too. I want someone who knows how to pour a perfect pint for every beer style. I want a Cicerone.
The Cicerone Certification Program is creating the type of people who help you enjoy great beer. Home brewers and craft beer lovers know beer is more flavorful and complex than ever, and it takes some serious knowledge to store and serve beer right. Cicerones know beer. There are 3 levels in the Cicerone program: Certified Beer Server, Certified Cicerone, and Master Cicerone. Cicerones are truly the sommeliers of beer. The best beer locations have a Certified Cicerone on staff. Relaxed and unpretentious. Cicerones are tested on storing and serving beer, beer styles, flavor and tasting, the brewing process and ingredients, and pairing food with beer. Learn more about your next beer guide at cicerone.org. Certified Cicerone, because it takes top talent to present a perfect pint.
Hi, I'm Jason Harris, the proud owner here at Keystone Homebrew Supply. We're thrilled to be entering our 20th year of supplying this great industry. And to show you, the Brewing Network Army, how much we appreciate your support, we're offering you 10% off your first order on our website, KeystoneHomebrew.com. Just use coupon code BNARMY at checkout, and I'll get your order out the same day. My goal at Keystone Homebrew Supply has always been to have a complete supply of everything a brewer could want. When you place your order online or when you come into our store, it's our goal to have everything on your list and more. One aspect of KeystoneHomebrew.com that we're really excited about is the ability to fulfill customers' exact grain bills. Do you hate to wait? Keystone Homebrew Supply can get your precious yeast and hops to you within just one day if you live between Connecticut and Virginia, and within 2 days east of the Mississippi. KeystoneHomebrew.com. Coupon code BNARMY. I'm Jason Harris, and I approve this message.
Back to your hosts, Jamil Zainasheff and John Palmer. Putting the testicles in technical. This is Brew Strong.
All right, we're back.
Yeah.
Enjoying time with my good buddy here, Mike Mraz, who's the owner and brewer, Mraz Brewing Company up in El Dorado Hills. Mike, you're an AHA member, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I'll tell you, all you folks listening, if you're not an AHA member, the AHA, the American Homebrewers Association, they got a great website, .org. They're a nonprofit. They do amazing things to actually help further homebrewing community, and they take a hand in some of the legal aspects. They're kind of looking out for homebrewers as a whole. They help put on great events like the Homebrewers Conference. They publish the Zymergy magazine, which has got a lot of fantastic content. Mike, you've written for Zymergy, haven't you?
No, but I've read quite a few articles.
Okay, well,
so,
see, that's
I'm a reader, not a writer.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
I do my best writing with a crayon. Yeah, no, my English and writing skills are not the best.
Oh, sure.
So that's why.
And then, but if you're not a member, you should sign up. They have the pub discount program, the AHA, the Homebrewers Conference. They got a lot of great things that they do that really helps further homebrewing. So you could support them. You could sign up through the Brewing Network. Go to thebrewingnetwork.com, click on that AHA membership link, and when you do, a little slice of that goes back to the Brewing Network. You get a year's membership in the AHA. We do AHA rallies. We did one at Heretic. And then you can sign up for the AHA member session at GABF. Mike, are you going to GABF this year?
Yes, I am, actually. Yes. Got my room booked already, just waiting for that day for the tickets.
You got the Comfort Inn or the... which one did you get?
I think the Hyatt or something.
The Hyatt?
We're like pretty close. Yeah, I got them fairly... It says like 0.2 miles from the center. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, we're just going for it.
It's essentially attached.
Which is nice. Right, now I can write it off. So the company's paying for my trip.
I tell you guys, listen, I got a tip for you. There's like a Homewood Suites or something like that right next to the Hyatt or Hilton, whatever, right next to the convention center. It's brand new. It's actually really good. I put a couple of guys there last year. Let's see. Yeah. No, the GABF, it's a lottery to get in now.
Yeah. I know it's crazy to pour on the floor, but I mean, I think there's 800 or something around those numbers. I don't number just if you're a brewery to be there, which is crazy.
Right.
But I think the World Beer Cup, which is every other year, am I correct on that?
Every other year.
They changed the way to get in because I think last year.
Yeah, that one was also. So they sent out the thing saying, "Do you want to participate?" And then you said yes or no, and then they divided that up amongst how many possible entries you could have, and I think we're allowed like 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
We got a bronze for Shallow Grave in the World Beer Cup.
Awesome,
pleased with that.
It's a great beer.
Was that the Robust Porter?
Yeah.
What beat you?
I don't know, something from Israel or something.
Get out of here, an Israeli brewery?
Yeah.
Wow,
something a little better.
Yeah, apparently so.
I hope their building is still standing over there.
Right? Yeah. So we sent a message to Hamas to try and launch a missile at their brewery, and kind of even the playing field there for next year.
But
now, what did you send into GABF, or what are you going to send in?
So it's been crazy to send in. Obviously, homebrew competitions. Everybody's seen the huge explosion of entries and even getting to festivals and things, which is great for the industry. But on the commercial side, it's been the same way. I think last year, you literally had to sit at your computer, refresh, just a chance of getting a beer in.
Right.
And you guys sent a beer in. I think, did you win at GBF last year?
Year before.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know that. I didn't even enter last year because we were just getting started and I was just getting my feet underneath me.
Right.
And I thought it was a little over the top to have to sit there for 3 hours trying to enter a beer while you can do work. So, but they've changed it this year. So they made it much more accessible. They sent an email out saying, would you like to participate in the Great American Beer Fest? Let us know, and you'll guaranteed one entry. So, and then they'll come back and figure out how many people are going to enter, and then they'll come back to us and says, okay, you can enter 3, 4, 5, however many it was. So I was able to not have to sit at my computer for 3 hours trying to refresh the monitor to get it to work.
Even then, they're like, well, if you're the first one to, if you request your extra passes before, so we'll be at the event floor. We'll be pouring there. But, I need more tickets than the complimentary ones that come, so I got to buy some extra tickets.
I think I just looked at the website, and I think it's coming up next week for members. I'm not even guaranteed tickets, even though I got beer going.
Oh, wow.
I think I got to buy 2 tickets.
Right.
So that's all I'm guaranteed.
Huh.
Yeah, so.
I'll be there judging this year.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to judge us here?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'll be there too.
Well, good luck with that because there's going to be quite a few beers. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, there are 7,000 beers maybe or 6,000 beers this time.
Do they tell you in advance what categories you're judging?
They send you a sheet with all the categories and say, which ones can't you judge? Which ones did you enter? And so you mark those out, and then it's like rank from 1 to 34 your preference of styles, and then you rank, the preference, and then I'm not sure that really actually goes anywhere. I think it's just to make you feel good, and then you get whatever you get.
Yeah.
And then it's 3 days of judging. It's like 100 samples a day. It's exhausting.
It's like doing 3 best of shows in a row, probably.
Yeah, it's brutal.
What did you put, Palmer, as what you can't judge?
I didn't receive that sheet yet.
They'll send it out in a little bit.
Well, you're John Palmer. You're going to judge everything. you get a golden ticket, and you're just sticking whatever they want in front of you.
Yeah, that's right.
I would think that almost everybody would just put barley wine as their number one kick, right? Because the bigger the beer, the harder it is to judge over a long period, isn't it?
No, I mean, I don't want to judge meads and ciders because that's just not my forte. But I'll do any other thing with the beer. But I mean, some people love those categories. I can't tell a really good one from an okay one.
My categories are all the session beers first.
Really?
Yeah, English mild, everything that's low alcohol.
Light American lager. So you're the one who picks Coors and Budweiser to win every year.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
skip those.
You prefer the low alcohol stuff.
Oh,
yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I'm going to be, if you do all that, but they always make you do at least 1 or 2 high alcohol categories.
Right, because for the reason that your preference is low alcohol, people are averse to the high alcohol.
Everybody's choosing low alcohol. Because it's 3 days of judging.
Totally.
Wow. And it's, a morning, you do two flights in the morning, then you do 2 in the afternoon, and it's 3 days in a row, and it's brutal.
How many beers do you have going? I think it was 5, and there was like 4
or 5.
They said you can enter 5, but the 5th one, just make sure that it's not one.
Right.
Might be dropped off.
Right. And I let Chris choose. Chris gets a bonus if we get a medal in GABF. So I'm like, all right.
I guess I get a bonus. Choose. I get a day off, which means I got to work harder the next day. That's my bonus.
But I would have chose a different set of beers, but he chose like our core beers, which I think that's a good way to go. And really, it's financially, I think it works out better because if your core beer, whatever. I actually don't really care, other than everybody else cares. It's like the distributors care, the salespeople care, everybody cares. I'm just like, can I just not do this?
Yeah, it's nice. At the end of the day, when you put your head on the pillow and it's like, hey, I just pulled a GABF medal out of my butt.
Yeah.
It's a nice accomplishment. I mean, you guys were open for really
pulling it out of your butt.
Well,
putting it in is the accomplishment. Yeah. Pulling it out is the relief. I'm just saying.
There's children in the studio.
Maybe my words weren't the best ones. But yeah, you guys weren't that far open until when you won your first medal. And those, that's
right.
Yeah. So it's a nice accomplishment. It's accomplishment amongst your peers. To know that
I still think the whole thing is just, having done so many competitions in the past, I've realized that, there's
does it translate
there's
to
stuff that you think that actually means something to me because this judge that I know, Joe Formanek, he gave me like a 49 once, and I'm like, that means something to me. He knows this style of beer. He gave me a 49. That is something, or maybe he gave me a 50. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was a 4.9.
No, one of them gave me a 50. I think the average was 49.5. And that's like, there's something that means to me. Here, so our Shallow Grave Porter, gotten a World Beer Cup medal. We've gotten 2 Best of Shows recently. State Fair, I got back sheets that said, not to style.
I did that.
Really?
I knew exactly what it was. I was judging that guy. I'm just joking. I have no idea if that was. They're totally blind. You have no idea. But
right.
I think it's and that's
not to style.
That's just the problem.
If it's anything, it's to style.
Yeah.
I'm like, who
if
in the
anybody
world
can brew to style, I think it's Jamil.
Right.
I'm just putting it out there.
And who in the world is drinking this beer and thinking, well, this isn't a robust porter? Yeah. It's like, really? What in the world do they expect? So it's like, whatever. It doesn't matter. Who cares?
I feel like every time you enter a beer in a competition, that you should just call the beer, Do You Know Who I Am?
There you go.
This is Do You Know Who I Am Stout.
That's a pretty good idea.
It's still a crapshoot. There's a lot of good beers, in the commercial side. Obviously, even the homebrew side. It's amazing. I've judged homebrew. There's fabulous beers out there.
Absolutely.
Less and less ones that you're like, I can't even put it next to my face. Beers, there's really top-notch beers, and so it's getting tough.
I would say that I have had
a good thing.
More great beers in homebrew competitions and more great beers overall. The level of the quality of beers in homebrew competitions that I've judged are better than the level of beers at GABF. I'm not supposed to say that. But I'll probably get in big trouble if they find this out.
We'll cut it out in post.
Well, it also depends. I did Belgians in the homebrew national first round national competition, and all of them were stellar. All of them were like high 30s, mid 40s. I did not get. We kept looking across the guy at the table. They're like, "Okay, where's our goose egg?"
There's
we never got one. And that there just goes the testament of how good the beers are getting.
Well, there was a time when homebrew, there was a bunch of clunkers. And then that kind of went away. And there was never like a bad sour beer or, good fermentation, good recipe. Everything was really good. And then it boomed again. And I think there was an influx of some bad beers. But I think that's getting sorted out again. And they tend to be really good. You go to GABF and then, I've had some categories where like a third of the beers are sour with butter.
There's a technical flaw in the beer.
A lot of times it's some pub somewhere, and their beer is great. They're at the pub. I don't doubt that. It's fantastic. They're brewing really tasty stuff. But then they slip a rubber hose over the faucet and fill a bottle and cap it and then send it off, and it sits for 2 months before it gets judged.
Yeah,
and then by that time, I'm sorry, it's got butter and it's ripe with pedio. It's ropey. I've had ropey beers.
Wow.
And that's why I was thinking.
They're just not set up to do the bottling.
They're stellar beers. Yeah, but they're not set up for it. They should not enter, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And I hate to be this guy who's like, well, I got mine. I'm sorry, you can't have yours. I really don't think on the festival floor, if you're not brewing a couple hundred barrels of beer a year, I don't think you should be on the festival floor. If you're making 10 barrels a year on your 10-gallon homebrew system, and that's your brewery, and your commercial brewery, you could be any size.
So people that are allowed to be on the GABF
There's people
floor?
who just started and they're using their homebrew system,
and they'll throw out
and they're on the GABF floor.
And then meanwhile, Victory Brewing didn't want to sit there refreshing like Mike, and they're not there.
And Victory's not there. Or a bunch of these breweries don't get in. Allagash didn't get in.
Is that right?
Yeah. And it's because no offense, but this guy who just started,
past winners on the floor,
who cannot. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
I mean, I'm not a past winner. I didn't win a medal, so I don't deserve to be on the floor. But I think I would like to hang it the Jamil line and have some Heretic.
Enough size so that you're going to be around in a couple of years. That you've done it for a little while. That you're past the point where it's just you and two customers drinking your beer, and nobody else can ever get it. It's like, well, I understand wanting to get this beer, but nobody knows who you are, and you go there and they have no line. They have they're not moving through their beer. They've taken all their production for the year and put it into these couple of GABF kegs, and it's just like, really, you're taking a space from like Allagash? Come on. So I think there needs to be a cutoff there, is all I'm saying.
I think also, along the same lines of Jamil, where you have a bunch of breweries where the booth, the pouring is only manned by local volunteers that know nothing about the beer or the brewery. That's always disappointing to me because, I really appreciate meeting the brewer, talking to people from the brewery. Give me some history, give me some background on these beers you're serving. And, not that the volunteers aren't great people, but so often, they get assigned to that booth that day, and, they don't know boo about it.
So here's the reason why I need extra tickets for our booth. I end up getting 7 or 8 tickets, and they give you 4, right? And I have to buy the other 4 because, like $200 a pop, because I require us to have a person representing us at our booth all the time. The only time we don't is like late Saturday when it's just a barf fest. We just I tell everybody they don't need to staff that, but somebody from our brewery needs to be there all the time, and that's the only way I'll do it.
And as important as it is for the festival goers, like Mike, that is disappointed when that's not the case, it's more important for the brewery owner themselves. It reflects poorly.
Right.
People want to know and they can't find out.
We get emails every single day to sign up. Say, come to our brew fest, come to our this and that. We're out here in California, and there's obviously the summers are nice out here, so I'm sure I get like 2-3 a week. Come to our brew fest. And I can only do, because we're such a small brewery, and obviously the amount of beer that we give to these things can be limited, but also I want to make sure that either I'm there or somebody that knows the beer.
Right.
I don't want to volunteer.
Like, well, we have volunteers.
What's the point of me putting my beer there and not talking to the people, telling where I'm at, giving them directions?
Right.
If I'm going to give away beer to the event, I need to get something in return, and that's a potential customer.
You guys want to gamble on a phone call here?
Sure.
Caller. Hello?
The gamble did not pay off.
It's Snake Eyes, huh? One more chance. You there?
Hi, good afternoon. Am I talking to an employee of Brewing Network?
Oh, yes. This is good radio.
You betcha. What can I help you with?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, darn. All right. Listen to this. Let's take a short break. When we come back, I want to hear, Mike, I want to hear more about what's going on with you and Mraz Brewing. We'll be back right after this.
Things happened 30 years ago.
ARPANET migrated to TCP/IP, and the Internet was born. Revenge of the Jedi was renamed Return of the Jedi and opened in theaters. Mila Kunis and Emily Blunt were born, beginning a rad fantasy in my mind.
But all of that pales next to the fact that HopTech opened its doors and began blowing homebrewers right out of their mash tuns. HopTech doesn't fuck around. Real people shipping awesome shit straight to you. Their new website is fast and easy to navigate. Or just call 800-379-4677 and let badass bitch Jade and brewing brother Roberto blow their warm load of customer service all over you. So visit the site or visit the store in Dublin, California, and support those that support you. Get your brewing on at hoptech.com. Are you a member of the American Homebrewers Association? Well, you should be. Members of the AHA can focus on brewing beer, and the AHA takes care of the rest. The American Homebrewers Association advocates on behalf of homebrewers like you to legalize the hobby in all 50 states and make sure that beer laws make sense. Plus, there are many great benefits that come with your AHA membership, like AHA member deals that give you awesome deals at bars, restaurants, breweries, and more. Zymergy Magazine and eZymergy for tons of articles, how-tos, easy-to-follow recipes, and news about the hobby you love, and access to the members-only content on homebrewersassociation.org. But the AHA can't do it without your support. Join today so the American Homebrewers Association can keep fighting for your homebrewing rights. Visit homebrewersassociation.org or join now from the homepage of the Brewing Network website. Relax. Don't worry. It's the American Homebrewers Association.
Hey, dude, you know what beer this is?
No, all the labels are falling off.
Yeah, or the ink is run.
Well, if it's the pale ale, you're good, but stay away from the quote-unquote Belgian.
Oh, man, this guy needs to get some grog tags.
Grog tags are reusable, write-on, wipe-off, commercial-grade bottle labels for your brew. The guys at Grog Tag are homebrewers. They wanted great-looking, sturdy labels for your bottles, buckets, carboys, kegs, and growlers. They also wanted a label that not only looks good, but can be easily removed and reapplied during bottling without that nasty glue residue being left behind. No residue, water-resistant, and ice chest approved. Grog tags stay on in water or an ice chest, and they stay legible. Visit grogtag.com to customize your label or coaster from dozens of different templates for free and see how awesome your bottles can look.
It's that pseudo-Belgian.
Yeah, we're getting him some grog tags, dude.
Grog Tag. At least your beer will look good. grogtag.com.
21st Amendment.
Watch out!
Do you like beer? They make beer.
Watch out!
Do you like friends and fun? They make friends and fun.
Watch out!
Do you still like to have a good time? The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
The 21st Amendment in San Francisco, located at 563 2nd Street, 2 blocks from the building where baseball is seen and played. Try their beers in the pub or try them in the can. Featuring Monk's Blood. Made with real monk.
Watch out!
So why not have the best time of your life? Go to the 21A and Sean O'Sullivan will personally greet you with a can of Monk's Blood. The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
This advertisement is not in any way affiliated nor associated with the 21st Amendment Bar and Pub, nor its subsidiaries or affiliates. This telecast is not copywritten by the 21st Amendment for the private use of the Brewing Network. Any use of this telecast without Jamil Zainashev's consent is prohibited. Suck it, Jim.
Will Williams Brewing is your online resource for prompt delivery of quality home brewing supplies. Since 1979, Williams Brewing has offered the finest equipment and the freshest ingredients, backed by the best customer service in the business. New items include the Big Oxygen Kit for economical wort aeration using common welding oxygen tanks, and the Unistat line of external thermostats for easy control of both electric heaters and refrigerators. In addition, they've just mashed their new oatmeal stout malt extract, so you can make those tasty winter oatmeal stouts and porters without mashing. Go to williamsbrewing.com today and browse their vast selection. That's williamsbrewing.com. Orders placed by 4 p.m. Pacific Time weekdays ship the same day. Brewing is easy. The Williams way.
Back to the two guys that know how to turn beer into beer. This is Brew Strong.
All right, we're back. We're sitting here with my good friend Mike Mraz, the Mraz Brewing Company in El Dorado Hills, award-winning beers. And what is up for you now? What are you guys up to recently?
Just trying to keep the barrels full, and we're starting to do some bottling on some of the award-winning beers. We just won a gold in the state. The one you didn't win in, actually. So
no, we won a gold. We won a silver. We
actually
came in behind the best of show beer.
Blew
unfortunately,
the sail out of my So we are a window of opportunity. Our Belgian triple gold in the Belgian category,
Very
and
nice.
our the Cardinal is our Flanders red. Took a gold in the sour category. So.
Yeah, I've tasted your beers. Your beers are good,
and likewise, so are yours.
Yeah, thanks. So now, what about the bottling? I noticed your bottles side by side. I was telling you a story earlier. I was at Beer Revolution, and I'm looking at bottling our sours.
So
finally,
for the audience, as beer people, we always look at labels, always look at bottle size, always look at a package.
Is his package bigger than mine?
That's just what we do.
Is my package smaller than his?
What catches your eye? I'll even walk the wine section because there's nothing I know in the wine section.
Right.
I know beer is like, oh, there's AleSmith, there's Heretic. I know those brands. So I'll go somewhere else and something will stick out. And it's like, well, why do I like that?
Yeah.
And then I'll put that in the back of my mind. So we were always thinking. I don't ever stop thinking. So you obviously were doing the same thing.
I was looking at the same bottle that you're using. You're using a 500 ml like champagne style bottle.
It looks like a miniature 750 for those people.
It's a 500. And I was looking at that, and then right next to it was what they call the Vinny style 375. It's like a small Belgian with a bulge at the top, and then like a crown cap or a cork. And I was looking at it, and I've been eyeing both bottles, and I was thinking of going with the 500 ml. And I saw them side by side. I'm like, darn, it looks like the 375 is as big or bigger than the 500 ml.
So you like the fat and frumpy.
Right, I'm like,
sexy, right? Is that what you're saying?
As a consumer, what am I seeing here? As a consumer, I'm seeing, this one looks bigger, although it has 375 mils in it, and this one with 500 mils, you're giving people more beer for their money, right? But your bottle looks smaller, and I'm like, oh man, I like that bottle. That was the bottle I wanted to do. Was the 500 mil, like champagne style bottle. I wanted to do that.
I'll let you know how it does.
Right, and then I'm like, but I'm putting 500 mils of beer in there instead of 375, and people are going to think it's smaller. And I'm like, unfortunately, like the beer geeks, I think that they can read a label and see that 500 is bigger than 375, but. It's a brutal market out there. You got to catch people's attention, and say which one's bigger.
I agree with that. There is that side of it too, and I'm also once you get the bottle, if they did purchase mine versus the short and frumpy one, the tall and sexy ones, that once they get it home, versus they have that extra half a glass or something. If they
right,
so there's a couple breweries out there that use the 750s,
right,
and we all seen big bottles of 750s, and they sit in the fridge.
All the retailers say no 750s.
And then you're like, okay, we got a bottle share, and everybody shows up with these 18% 750s because they just can't drink them. I mean, they're great beer, but it's too much for one. So my thought is, okay, I'm going to go down to 500, and that gives you the opportunity to finish it yourself or share it with a friend. There's enough there to share it. Or have it by yourself. So that's why I went to 500. And I like the sexiness
I think that's a good argument.
Of the 750. It's a beautiful bottle. It's kind of that Belgian style. So
that's why I like the 500. I'm with you on that.
I love the volume of beer in a 500 to me is perfect.
Right.
Other than you get the huge ones, but it's a decent. So that's why we went with it. And the bottle's obviously a little different. It can hold some carbonation. It's not like everybody else's. Obviously, you try and set yourself apart as best you can. So that's why we went. And then I figure out, okay, we got the 500 milliliter sour bottles, and then so now I was like, okay, well, by the way, the boxes don't fit. So now I got to go get custom boxes made for those 500 milliliter. Oh, and then
because they send them to you in bulk glass.
Yeah,
it's just glass stacked on a divider sheet.
If you had a depalletizer, they'd be perfect. But obviously, everything's done by hand. So I mean, you can get the boxed version out of Canada. They have them stored up there for the company that we're using. But it's just one more hassle, and then the price point's higher. It's obviously what are we going to pay per bottle, and those are all the things that run through our head. And
so you're getting your own custom box made for this thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, which is kind of nice because if you walk into the brewery and
you need the divider, how much are you paying for the box and divider?
That's about $1.
About $1.
Yeah. The
box. And you're buying what quantity?
What's the box? It's like 50, I think it was 56 for the box. And then they want like 30 something cents for the divider, which is like, I mean, me and Jamil had this conversation. I think I'm just going to hire somebody and have them cut them out with scissors. Because it's like, I mean, really. And if you want to custom build a divider, it can be up to $2 a divider.
Right.
People have no idea.
Are the boxes coming flat and you have to erect them too?
Well, I mean,
or are they
you got to tape
pre-erected?
They come flat, and then you got to put them together, and then either glue or tape the bottom.
Right. And that's labor and the glue or tape. I mean, you're
I'm pointing at my 13-year-old over here. He's like, I have a box.
Family slave labor laws. The labor laws are different for family members.
Yeah.
That's one of the saving.
It's not
glories.
labor. He enjoys it, right?
Oh yeah. I can see it on his face.
It's a hobby.
Well, so you're $1 into this box, $1. And how many boxes did you have to buy?
The minimum amount is $3,000.
$3,000.
Now 3,000 boxes.
Right.
Which, and then shipping, and then all this stuff, and
shipping on top of that.
And then you got to you got to remember you got to store it somewhere. So you got to have a place to store boxes. And then I need bottles, and then I got to figure out where am I going to store the bottles.
And then
the
I
want to order enough bottles.
The
to
bottles,
make sure I don't
the
run
labels,
out.
the caps, all that stuff. You're into it $1 in those too. Right?
What about all the money for therapy too? I mean, that's not cheap.
Yeah.
Right? And then so.
We don't
so
have
those
time for
those
that.
folks out there that are like, okay, they don't want to spend $3,000 on their brew system. Here's $3,000 just on cardboard boxes that you need. And you're not a tiny brewery, but you're not a giant brewery either, and that's $3,000 right there.
We always think about the cost of an item or whatever, even stuff. I mean, you just bought a bunch of shirts, and we buy large quantities of shirts. So how long are they going to sit on the shelf?
Right. How long are you tying up that money? I had to buy like 400, 500 shirts.
Yeah. We buy probably about 150, 200 at a time. And growlers and glasses, all those things that they sit on the shelf for a few months or a few weeks or 6 months, depending if you ordered wrong or you bought something we bought a bunch of nice Belgian style glasses, which I wanted them, so I bought them. And it was a personal decision, and they sit because we don't turn them as fast as pint glasses. But I'm okay with that. So I mean, as owners, we can make those stupid decisions, and I don't have any shareholders to yell at me about it. Which is that's what's so nice about doing what we do. So,
the money flow, and you have to be able to sustain. If you're trying to open a brewery and you're worried about spending $5-10,000. And it's money you don't have. It's like, well, you need that kind of money to buy your ingredients, to buy your merchandise, to buy your kegs, all that stuff that enables you to sell beer. I mean, you need all that to make the beer and have the product available for sale. And then you got to wait a month before you recover even a portion of that money.
Yeah.
And, profit isn't happening on that stuff for a while.
No, we made 300 barrels last year. And I pretty much did that. There's two of us. There's my stepson, Justin, who runs the tap room and does a little bit of outside sales. And me, I do 100% of the brewing, a little bit of outside sales and all the paperwork that goes along with ordering. So you got to remember, a brewery is not just making beer. We're a manufacturing plant. We got to order supplies. We got long-term contracts for hop contracts, some grain stuff issues. So we have to do it on that side, a retail side for the across-the-counter selling and wholesale for accounts. So there's a lot. We have our hands in a lot of different areas, and there's paperwork that goes along with all that. The federal government, the state government. So it keeps us pretty busy. So when we're not at the brewery, we're at home doing paperwork or talking to somebody, setting up accounts. So I love what I do, but there's not an ounce of fat on me. We are moving 24/7.
I'll tell you, if you like to have your hands in a lot of different areas, you might want to check out our fine sponsor, adamandeve.com. If you use the offer code Jamil, Jamil, at adamandeve.com for a limited time only, you buy one item, you get 50% off that item. And then you're going to get 3 free adult DVDs. They let you choose from various categories. You've got anal, amateur, Asian, big breast, big butt, bisexual, chunky, co-ed, fetish, gay, interactive, POV, lesbian, MILFs, etc. And you'll get free shipping. And it's a free special gift. A special surprise gift.
I don't even want to ask what the special gift is.
I can't tell you.
Can't say
I'm not
it.
allowed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not allowed. That's because they change it every once in a while.
Illegal in 48 states? Is that?
Oh, illegal wherever you have an internet connection, I think.
Okay.
So check them
It
out.
might be a keychain.
It might be a heretic keychain.
I'm not saying from experience, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I had to buy, like $700 worth of keychains. Thank you very much. And they're almost gone. I'm like, I've been tracking the sales through the tap room. We did not sell all these keychains. Where did my big pile of keychains go? I suspect our sales guy's taking them and giving them away or something. I don't know. But check out adamandeve.com. Lots of good stuff there. Been a long-time sponsor. Again, you buy one thing, 50% off. You get the 3 free DVDs. You get a free special gift and free shipping. So you're only paying for the one thing for 50% off. It's pretty cool. Use the offer code Jamil, Jamil, at adamandeve.com today. All right, let's take a short break, and when we come back, we'll wrap up with more with Mike Mraz from Mraz Brewing after this.
Everything has been lost.
What happened to the city? It's in ruins.
Only one man has the ancient knowledge to restore civilization.
I need a drink. Oh no, the liquor store's been ransacked.
You looking for beer, stranger? Boy, all the liquor got drunk up in the first 25 minutes of the apocalypse.
Wait, there's still some bottles over... Oh, no. Those are non-alcoholic beer.
I reckon you better stick to arrowroot tea and a desperate nomadic existence like the rest of us.
People, I'm a home brewer. I know how to make alcohol.
Oh, it can't be done.
Come with me if you want the beer. Okay, I'm going to need some big plastic buckets.
He is the chosen one. The prophecies say that he's going to get us wasted.
Someone start heating water. And
from the creators of Northern Brewer, the people who brought you massive selection and superior customer service, comes the Homebrewer.
Hi, I'm Jamel Zanishev, and in addition to my work on the Brewing Network, I write the Style Profile column in every issue of Brew Your Own magazine.
Hi, I'm Sean Paxton, and when I'm not prepping for the Home Brewed Chef on the Brewing Network, you can find me writing articles on how to cook with your home brew for Brew Your Own magazine.
Greetings, cretins. This is John Palmer, and when I'm not writing for Brew Your Own, I'm reading it.
John Palmer, Sean Paxton, Jamil Zainasheff. If you love listening to them on the Brewing Network, you'll love reading their articles, tips, and recipes in the pages of Brew Your Own magazine. Join Jamil, John, and Sean 8 times a year in Brew Your Own. And when you subscribe to BYO on the Brewing Network website, half of your subscription price goes right back to the BN to support great beer and food programming. So sign up for Brew Your Own magazine through the BN website today so you can listen and read your way to better homebrew.
That's it. I've had it. I am never putting hops in my beer again.
What? Why?
It's just too ridiculous. Insane prices, stupid contracts, high shipping costs, crappy selection.
Dude, you need Nico Brew.
Nico Brew will rock your f***ing face right the f*** off your f***ing skull. $5 shipping to all 50 states, plus fantastic international rates get you low prices on Nico Brew's great selection of hops and more. Whether you're a home brewer, a pro brewer, or a homebrew shop owner, Nico Brew can get you the hops you need in increments big and small, single orders, spot buys, or full contracts. And there's only one place to join the uber special secret elite bare bones club where you'll get the best deals anywhere.
Holy shit!
NicoBrew.com. NIKOBREW. Nico Brew, your bare bones buddy in the brewing business.
Have you ever dreamed of attending the World Brewing Academy? This year, thanks to Lalamond and Danstar, one lucky brewer will make that dream a reality for free. Lalamond and Danstar invite you to enter the Beer School 2015 contest. One lucky grand prize winner will receive fully paid tuition to the 2015 World Brewing Academy web-based concise course in brewing technology worth almost $4,000. From now until December 13th, 2014, every Danstar yeast packet you use is your ticket to enter. Visit danstaryeast.com for the details and to print your official entry form. There's no limit on the number of times you can enter, so get brewing with Danstar and get your entries in to the Danstar 2015 Beer School Contest. Whether you want to build your home brewing skills or build a career as a professional brewer, this course will change the way you think of beer and brewing. Enter at danstaryeast.com and get the dry yeast advantage with Danstar and Lalamond Premium Brewing Yeast and enter to win.
Hey, my brewing brothers and sisters. This is Jamil Zainasheff, and I want to tell you about Heretic Evil Twin. You might be familiar with my homebrew recipe, which uses massive late hopping to create a balance between the malty sweet and the hoppy bitter, along with an outrageous malt and hop character. I wanted a beer with the same bold hop and malt character, so we played around with the homebrew recipe until we were able to make a great commercial version too. We've created a beer rich in malt character, full of caramel, toast, biscuit, and an ever so subtle roast note. On top of that, we piled in an insane amount of Citra and Columbus hops at the end of the boil, as well as in dry hopping. This damn-the-cost approach to hopping gives Heretic's Evil Twin a great blast of citrus and tropical fruit that can't be matched by any other hop. The result is a bold, malty, hoppy, but easy-drinking beer. This is our top seller, our flagship beer, and I couldn't be prouder of it. Cheers.
To find Heretic beers near you, click on Find Some at hereticbrewing.com.
Back to the beer guys that make other beer guys look like wine guys. Brew Strong.
All right, we're back. So, on the drive down here, one thing crossed my mind, and it's very odd, and I'm curious whether you feel this way or not. I actually just recently feel like I am part of the pro brewer crowd club, whatever. You feel like a home brewer for so long, and I still feel like a home brewer, but I also feel like now I'm finally part of the group of pro brewers. I'm in the I'm kind of in with the cool kids or whatever. I don't know.
I don't
know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. Because I was trying to find out because I really enjoy the Northern California Homebrew Festival they put on. It's like trying to find out. It's like, could I go or should I go? And they're like, well, you are a professional brewer, and it's kind of for home brewers about home brewers.
Right.
Fuck.
Isn't that weird?
And it's all my friends are there. The Brewing Network's there. It's just a great event. It's like, well, I just got kicked out of my own event, sort of.
Right,
so I guess I am. By default, I'm a professional brewer.
But you know what I mean.
I do, because I felt the same way when we poured beer at the Chico across the beer camp across America for Sierra Nevada. Beautiful event, top-notch event.
Right.
There was, I think, 97 breweries, 5,500 people there. You know, I'm over there talking to Vinny about his 3-liter bottles because I'm trying to figure out where to get them. He's like, gives me the address, and this is in France, and this is where you get the corks, which is, he is great for information.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah. Talking to Sean Paxton and Matt Brendelson, and then Wayne from Cigar City is like, great guy. Comes over, tries our coffee pot, which is our imperial porter with coffee and hemp seeds. Is like, talks about it. You can tell he's like thinking about the recipe, which is like, okay, that's cool. It's like, we still are kind of I still love sharing beer, and everybody gets mad. It's like, you can't give that away for free. Right. That's our mentality. We're homebrewers, kind of like we enjoy camaraderie.
I don't like charging people for beer.
I know. It's like, I get kicked out of my own tap room.
Yeah.
Because of that aspect. It's like, we just enjoy the people. And it's about the people. And that, you always say that, but there is some truth to that. So, yeah, it's good.
But it's kind of weird.
Yeah. How many people ask you for free stuff all the time? So, that's you own a company, and like
all of them.
Can you send me something? And at the bottom, at the end of the day, you got to crunch the books, and it's got to make sense. And so,
we limit ourselves to the one that cuts out like 80% of it is it has to be an area we distribute beer in. If we don't distribute beer there, that's really for the company, it doesn't make any sort of sense. So sorry.
Yeah. No,
and people get really worked up about that. Oh, you can't just send us some stuff? It's like, well, sorry.
Yeah.
It's just the way it goes. And then apparently there's a music bed for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Want to gamble on a phone call one more time?
Sure.
The first one went so well. Caller.
Hey there.
Hey.
Jay-Z, Rock Candy. Guys, what's going on, man?
How you doing?
What's your name, man? Who is this?
This is Scott from Greensboro. It's that blind guy.
Oh, Scott the blind guy. Yes, Scott's called the session before. What's up?
Hey, man. I got, on the subject you guys were just talking about, the three of you, or at least you, Rock Candy and Jay-Z, I want another book from you guys on going pro. That Classic Styles was such a huge help, and now you've been through the mill and Palmer's Consulting. This calls for another book, man. I'm just saying.
That's not a bad idea.
My question for you guys is, and these little tidbits came back from NHC this year. Number one, crystal malts are 50% more, 20 to 50% more fermentable than has been previously thought. Comments?
I don't have any data.
I don't see how, because they've been, they're so used so commonly that how would you even? I don't see that. It just was a weird thing I heard. The other thing is a little birdie from another, let's just say another source of information that I was taking advantage of. Well, you guys were on vacation. I know you use Rager, but according to this experiment that this gentleman did, using Tinseth, measured versus calculated, his hops addition for mash, first wort, or bittering, on first wort and bittering, from measured at 30, his calculated was 60.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It's got a lot to do with a lot of different factors. Our shallow grave, we calculated out the hop addition since there's a hop addition at the beginning, right? And we calculated out at like 33 IBUs. When we measure it in the lab, it's like 32.9. It's like with Rager, right on the money. So I think we get lucky there because, again, I wouldn't even call it. If we used a different yeast, that number would be off.
Yeah,
if we pitched a different rate, it would be off. So they're all, there's it doesn't matter what calculator you use. Just use
your tongue.
Yeah,
just if it tastes good.
Right. Use whatever the calculator you use. Just pick one and stick with it. And then when you taste your beer, you'll know what that calculator says is X, that's what it tastes like. And then you can just adjust from there using that same calculator. If you keep changing calculators, you get screwed because they have no basis in reality.
Yeah. Our double IPA says 99, but I sent it off to the lab, and it's 68.
Mm-hmm.
So it's totally... That's, but the numbers are
drops
irrelevant.
Out real quick.
I just know how to make the beer.
Follow, and it tastes right. You know that the number needs to be 100 or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. Same thing on the pitching rate calculation. People are like, oh, well, is this correct? Is that correct? Doesn't matter. Pick one, use it, and then, whatever. If you get good results, stick with it. If you don't get good results, adjust it from that. Keep using the same thing and just adjust from that, and that'll work.
Yeah.
There you go. They're all just estimations. So,
thank you for the call, blind guy. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
So that would be a pretty thick book, I think, if you wrote one on how to open up a brewery.
Very thick or very thin?
Well, I just do it. I would say I can write it right now. Do it your own way. And that's it. Because, everybody's...
That would be very thin.
We've seen some amazing breweries spent with amazing dollars, and they've done very successful.
Right.
And we've seen some amazing breweries not so successl, and vice versa. We've seen some shoestring budget ones. I mean, and there's ones opening every week that put out amazing beer.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the full gambit. So I think you got to find your own road. Yeah. And in every county and every city is different, and the loopholes... There's things that you stay up in the middle of the night thinking about is like, do we need to put in extra drainage? Do we need to put in extra ventilation? Mm-hmm. All those things that do or don't come to fruition through the county or the city. Those are things you lose sleep, the unknowns.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think just like any small business, you just got to fight your own battle and run with it. And hopefully the money doesn't run out.
Yeah.
In halves, the book would be, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of hard and tough to write for each area. We deal with California.
There's some fundamentals,
laws.
I think.
Yeah.
Some business.
But there's small business fundamental laws, too, that you just got to stick with.
That's true. I would tell people go read a small business book. Would be probably the first thing to do. Yep. All right. Well, thank you very much for being here, Mike and Jordan. I appreciate your...
Thanks for having me.
You're sitting in with us and having a good time. I think this was a great episode. I like this. I think you guys are kind of getting some behind-the-scenes of what it is to be a brewer, and you're hearing some of that information.
We can talk about janitorial stuff later, because we don't really get... It's like making beer is like 10% or 5% of actually what we do.
Yep.
If we're not doing paperwork, we're cleaning something.
Yep.
Oh, and then we're cleaning it again, and then we'll clean it again, and then maybe we'll brew it, and then we'll clean it again.
That sounds really great.
Yeah, So my business card says glorified janitor.
There you go.
Yeah, but I enjoy being a janitor.
And if you enjoyed this show, make sure you check out our fine sponsor, Blickman Engineering, BlickmanEngineering.com. Check out the Brewing Network store. Lots of goodies there, thebrewingnetwork.com. Sign up for AHA membership. And always remember, brew strong.
Brew strong, everybody.
Brew strong.